Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to 2022. I can't believe it's 2022. That's absolutely insane. Anyways, the trend right now is to reflect on your previous year and set goals for the new year, usually things that you didn't achieve in the previous year. So in saying that, there's a few things that I want to share with you today that have worked for me and things that have actually held me back from reaching my goals and manifesting the things that I desire. So I want to help set you up for success for the year. Okay. So first of all, just looking at manifestation in general, in the whole law of attraction that everybody's familiar with, it talks about visualizing the thing that you want to manifest into your life regularly, as well as being the version of self that is a vibrational match to that. So that's more the law of vibration. There's lots of different universal laws. I'm not going to dive into that, but essentially, if you can visualize it, you can be the version of self, then you will manifest that into your reality, is what the law of attraction says. But with saying that, a lot of times people think that, well, it's just going to show up at your front door if you're a vibrational match to that. That's not always the case. And the thing is, you have to still take actions in the physical reality to manifest these things. So it could show up at your door, but if you don't open the door, then you're not going to manifest the thing. So there's two sides of this. There is the being a vibrational match and visualizing it and being that version of self. And there's also taking action in the physical reality, in the present moment, to bring it into materiality. Okay. Now, what I have discovered on my journey is that when you're trying to set goals, reach goals, and you're trying to manifest what you truly desire, sometimes what can happen is people can get stuck in that visualization, and they can get stuck in that fantasy. They can get stuck in being like, I am the version of self that is a vibrational match to that. And then they're living in that fantasy like it actually exists. So in their present reality, they're not actually taking actions. And the thing is you have where you are right now and then where you want to be. You have to take steps, baby steps, to get there. So if you're staying in that fantasy world and you're not taking the steps from where you are to get to where you want to be, you're never going to get there. And you're going to stay stuck in the fantasy world and not be manifesting anything you desire. You won't even be taking actions towards your goals. Okay. I get this because I have been in that space, and it sucks and it's frustrating because you feel like you're doing all the work with the visualizing and becoming the version of self, but then nothing's changing in your life. And it's like, oh shit, well, I'm actually not taking actions towards that. The other side of the spectrum is being so in the present moment, but in the what's not working in the present moment, what you don't like about what's going on in your life, what you need to fix in your life, being so stuck in it, catastrophizing it, thinking about it nonstop. And what happens is when you're thinking about it so much, you're creating a trauma response. You're re-traumatizing yourself every time that you think about it over and over and over again. And yes, it's important to be honest with yourself and accept your reality that you're living in and exactly where you are right now, but not to be so wrapped up on it like it's a car accident and you just can't keep your eyes off of it when you're driving by. Just like, see the car accident, okay, cool, it's there, we're moving forward. This is how we move forward in our life. Now, what happens is we can get so polarized to one side of the spectrum and be stuck there and not manifest what we desire. So when it comes to reaching your goals and manifesting the things that you desire, it is about having that balance and being able to hold space for the present moment, what's existing right now, taking action in the present moment, as well as visualizing the future that you're creating. So, in the whole manifestation world, it talks a lot about this stuff, but I find that a lot of times it's not talked from like a trauma-informed lens of where we get frozen in like a nervous system state and we're not taking action. Because the interesting thing is when you're in the present moment and you're, I'm going to say, catastrophizing about what's not working in your life, your nervous system is stuck in the freeze mode. And when you're in the freeze mode, you can't think clearly. You actually don't have that connection to your brain that allows you to think clearly, that allows you to think of new possibilities other than what you're currently living in. And you're not able to use your imagination. You're not able to visualize. So how can you actually be in that future reality if your nervous system has you stuck in that freeze mode? Now, when it also comes to visualizing that future reality and being that version of self now in the present moment, if your nervous system is stuck in that freeze mode, you can't move through that different emotional states. Like you're stuck. Either you're numb, you're depressed, you're sad, you're in fear, and it just does not move. So you can't actually be that version of self when you're stuck in that traumatic state. Okay, so shifting out of that state is learning how to regulate your nervous system and create nervous system flexibility. It's not about ignoring what's going on in your present reality. It's about facing those things. It's about bringing love and compassion to those parts of yourself that are scared. It's about getting support for yourself. Doing all the things you need to regulate your nervous system to get things moving. And it's moving from that freeze mode into action, which a lot of times people stop when they go into action because action is actually the sympathetic nervous system, which is known as the fight or flight response. Fight or flight is taking action. It's about shifting your perception of it, that you need to move from being completely numb and stuck and frozen to taking action. And whether it brings about anxiety or excitement or the fact that you want to fight for yourself, fight for your life, fight for the things that you're trying to manifest and the goals you're trying to reach, that's a good thing. When we can bring a higher perspective level of consciousness into it so that it's not a fighting from a fearful place. Not sure if that makes sense at all, but so just to recap, it's about holding space for the present moment, getting yourself out of that freeze response, and then holding space for the vision that you're trying to manifest in your reality. And you need to have that balance between the two and not be polarized to one thing, one side of the spectrum, for you to really begin to reach your goals. Okay, so my question for you to contemplate is, what end of the spectrum do you get stuck in? For me personally, I've been stuck in both sides. And most recently, it's been stuck in the catastrophizing stage. So I've been doing a lot of like nervous system regulation, working with all my parts to love and accept them, to listen to them, to bring that support to those parts so that they can move out of that freeze response where they're afraid to take action and start moving into action. Okay. In the past, I used to get stuck in the fantasy mode where I was not connected to what actually was currently happening in my reality. So I understand both of those spectrums. So where are you at in this? Best thing to do is to start acknowledging where you're at in the moment. And then what do you need to get yourself out of that? Okay. Do you need to regulate your nervous system, or do you just need to actually start taking action? Okay, comment below and let me know which side of the spectrum that you get stuck in. And yeah, good luck manifesting your goals this year. And I'm wishing you an amazing new year, an amazing 2022.